Hello, and welcome to the Intentional Healing Podcast, the show that dives deep into issues that disrupt the lives of BIPOC folk in urban communities. Because we understand that people from the hood need healing too. We just need to be intentional about it. I am your host, Veronica Clanton Higgins, and today we are going to talk about opposite sex friendships with my boy, my compadre, Kaderick Burns. We will discuss the interesting dynamics of male-female relationships and the myths that surround this concept. You don't want to miss this. All right. Hey, Kaderick.
Veronica.
It is so good to get you here at the table.
It's good to be at the table. Man.
Okay, wait. Before we go into the first part, which is the open discussion, look, what did you think when I asked you to be a guest on my podcast?
First of all, I thought you was playing. We go way back, and I didn't even know you had a podcast. Or even know how to spell podcast. So
you gonna do me dirty?
That you got one is just a whole nother level. So it was exciting though to know that my friend is doing her thing though.
All right, good. So before I have Kaderick go into our identity format, I'm gonna give you guys a little background. Kaderick and I have known each other since we were 14 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 29 years?
That's a long time to be a friend with you. So, I'm just saying.
I can't stand him, but I love him. So, yes, we've been friends since we were 14. So, Kaderick, tell us a little bit of something about yourself before I go into my guided questions. So, tell us who you are, blah, blah, blah.
So, Kaderick Burns is my name. Representing the LBC, even though we in Compton right now, that's a little hard for me. We don't really fool around in Compton very much, but it's cool.
Compton and Long Beach.
So I grew up in Long Beach, born and raised. Me and Veronica, like she said, go back to when we was 14 years old. Right now, currently working for the city of Southgate in Parks and Recreation, helping people and trying to give back the best way I can.
And guess what? He do know what he's doing, so I can't even talk about him in those aspects. So he does his job very well. So, Kaderick, you already told us you're from Long Beach.
Yes, ma'am.
So generally, before we start our open discussion questions, I like to break the ice with people, get them warmed up to the mic by asking them a few questions.
Oh, let's do it.
All right. So, what's your favorite color?
Again, so I'm from Long Beach. So, all right, that's a twofold question. First of all, my dad being my inspiration, his favorite color was blue. So That's how it started. Mm-hmm. But then growing up in the Crip neighborhood, of course, there couldn't be no other color but blue.
Yeah, so, you better not come outside in a different color.
Right. And, growing up where in that time, gangs was very rampant. So it was either blue or red, and I had no choice but to be blue. So.
Right. You can't do no red. Not in your neighborhood. You from the east side.
Exactly.
East side. Okay. So, and blue is a good color.
It's a great color.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite song and why?
Okay. So this question is a little difficult because I got a lot of favorite songs. But if I'm talking about the song that I'm going to ride out to no matter what, it's going to be Prince. And that song is Adore.
What?
And I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
First of all, if you ever listen to the lyrics of the song, the man is deep. Like, my favorite voice is the favorite part of the song is when he says, even if God made me blind, your beauty I still see. So that part right there is like second to none. Nobody can touch that. The vocals, the instruments, the production, everything from top to bottom is just...
beautiful. That's when you get that single tear come down your face.
And look, here's an interesting story. So my wife, who I've been married to for 13 years, the first time I picked her up, she's sitting out on her porch. So, of course, this is back in the day when we had CD players in the car, right? I don't know how many people know about that, but, we used to play music on CDs.
Right.
I go pick her up. I got all the windows down, and I'm bumping Adore.
Aww.
She's sitting on the porch like, what you doing? So, yeah, like that's my song.
That's almost reminiscent of those 80s movies where they would come out with the radio.
Yeah.
So you pulled up the windows down
Right. I
with
had
the
to do
CD
it.
player.
I had to do it.
Make sure it was a scratch. So you weren't scared.
Right. Or we used to get some rubbing alcohol. Rub that scratch out.
Why do we used to blow on it? What was I supposed to do? That made no sense.
I don't know.
Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite movie?
All right. So, favorite movie. Like, what genre are we talking about? Because
It's up to you. This is your movie.
I got a few.
Okay.
So,
go for it.
If we talking about comedy,
Uh-huh.
I got to roll with Coming to America.
I knew it.
Harlem Nights.
Uh-huh.
Beverly Hills Cop. And the infamous hood movie,
Which
Friday. The first Friday, not the rest one.
Wait,
First.
Friday After Next was cool though.
No,
That's a Christmas movie.
No.
Santa's stealing gifts.
Nah, come on, man. We don't have no Santa in the hood.
Yes, we do. He still gives.
That's why we don't have one. Nah, I'm good. Without
Okay.
Smokey, it wasn't the same.
You know what? I could give you that, but I really liked two because it was just hilarious. Top Flight. Come on. We got Cat Williams.
Nah, come, Smokey.
Right.
You over there taking? I clean it all up. You been eating corn, huh? Come on, Ezel, Smokey, like that.
Miss Parker.
Right.
Okay.
And Miss Parker.
So
when you
we
gonna
good.
let me? You know that.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go in. What's your sign?
So I'm a Leo. So
Yeah, that's
You
why
know.
we have all these problems. Because
Well-
I'm a Taurus, y'all, and my good friend here is a Leo.
that's right.
And let me tell you something. The kind of problems this person gives me,
I give you.
right, because of his sign. He is very, I think that's why we bump heads a lot. Because because of our signs.
You think that's what it is?
I know that's what it is.
Or is it just because I'm better than you?
You might be better than me in your mind. We call that delusion. So as a therapist, I can refer you to somebody to work through those issues.
But
yeah.
here's the problem. Why are you trying to therapize me?
That is not a word.
It is today.
Okay, so we have the word therapize. Therapize. Kedrick is thinking
right.
I'm trying to therapize
Yes.
him, and that is absolutely not correct.
That's what you've been doing our whole this whole relationship. You're always trying to tell me what to do.
Because you
It
don't
don't work.
listen. That's
You
called
don't
guiding
listen.
you to be a better version of yourself.
That's what you think. You're trying to get me to be like you. That's not going to happen.
Okay, you know what? Anyway, you know what? See, because you talking all this mess, when we were talking about favorite movies, we forgot to ask about your other two genres.
Oh,
Go.
do you want to know?
Just give me the horror and then maybe drama. And then
Okay,
or action.
so-
Drama or action.
I'm going to give you I'm going to give you drama.
Okay.
Color Purple.
You told Harpo to beat me.
That's right.
Okay, wait. Most men don't say, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that, but why color purple?
Because look, this is like one of those healing moments for me.
Okay.
So I grew up in a house where, I hate to say this, but my dad abused my mom.
Okay.
So to see a woman, this is why, like, for me, this is why Adore is my favorite song.
The representation of that love.
Exactly.
Okay.
To give women that power.
Mm-hmm.
And in Color Purple, that it gets no more powerful
It doesn't.
than that. For a woman to stand up, that man used to beat the mess out of her.
And she took her power back.
And she took it back.
Mm-hmm.
From the time she was a kid,
Mhm.
daddy raping her. She got
Mhm.
kids that, she shouldn't even have.
And where they were taken from her.
Taken from her, sent to a whole nother country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that just represents powerful women to me.
Yeah. Oh, see.
So
Okay.
I love black.
Let me
It
sip
doesn't
this
matter.
coffee.
I love black women, brown women, white women. It doesn't matter. And now the fact that we got a woman vice president of color,
Come on, Kamala.
bro. Hey, and her name is Kamala. Come on, it don't get no blacker than
Get
that.
no blacker than that. So
Yeah.
okay, so you about
Yeah.
that black brown girl magic. You about the representation and the empowerment
Yes,
of women.
I love it. I love women. I love seeing women being able to stand up and represent, because women are just as strong as men. As a matter of fact, women are stronger than men.
Then
So-
why you always try to fight me when we were younger?
'Cause
Not
that's-
physically fight you guys, because he is not a physical
Nah.
abuser. But every time I said something, this brother
You
gave
about
me
to say
such.
something else?
We try to keep it clean. This brother gave me such pushback. I know it was out of love, but let me tell you, after that conversation with Ken, especially when we were younger, I was so exhausted. But I don't know why we did that. We would go back and forth for hours. Right, because I would stand my ground. I was one of those people, what you say, I got something to say right back. And Kendrick always had something to say right back. So we can never end the conversation. So both of us try to have the final word.
But you know what? That was my way of helping you become the woman that you are.
Okay, so we're going to go to the next question. I cannot believe this.
Yeah. I helped you become who you are. That's all that is.
You know what? I'm about to scroll right past. You know how you on Instagram or Facebook, you see something you all like, you go, I'm just going to keep scrolling. Okay, so, all right, this is our last identity question. What's an interesting fact about you?
So it's a lot of interesting facts I can go down. But you know what? I actually did think about this question.
Okay.
So this is the stereotype that Black people don't do certain things, right? We don't skydive. We don't do bungee cord jumping. We don't do that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I do is camping.
You do. I've seen that your family went camping. Yeah, social distance camping.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
But look, we don't camp in the woods, on the ground, in tents.
Y'all not roughing it.
No. We have running water. We got the amenities of home.
So y'all glamping.
We glamping, yes. And Black people do that, yes. It's not a lot of us, but I would recommend it for all of us.
Okay, yeah. Cool. All right. So thank you for that. That's just our warm-up session because, you got to warm up before you get into the ring, right?
Of course.
So now we're going to go into looking at male and female relationships, right? So friendships, because both of us are married. So I just want to be real clear that I said friendships and not relationships. Okay, so how do you define friendship?
Friendship. Mm-hmm. A friend is somebody you can count on. That's not going to always tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear. You're not going to always get along, but your friend is going to be there through thick and thin no matter what. I learned this the hard way. People in my life, I think this happens to all of us. Right. We think certain people are our friends and you're like, oh, that's my best friend. I'm a ride or die. And then something happens to you and you find out you ain't who I thought you were. So a friend is somebody that's going to be there for you no matter what. A friend is going to have your back. A friend is not going to always tell you what you want to hear, but they're going to tell you what you need to hear.
I like that. So when you, the one part that you said was very interesting when you stated that you haven't had, you've learned the hard way, haven't had that. So how many friendships, like authentic friendships, do you think you've had over the course of your lifetime up until this point?
So outside of my marriage and my family, I would say I had about 10, what I thought were friends, about 10. Now we fast forward to today and I realize I have about three real good friends. Okay. Die-hard friends. And one of those friends happens to be sitting right across from me.
Oh, he said something nice to me.
I don't do that often. I don't do it often.
I can't believe it. Oh, yeah. So we got this on record. That Kaderick said I am one of his friends. So, yeah. Okay. That makes me feel good about my life. Okay.
It should, because I ain't going to never say that again.
It don't matter. It's been documented and recorded. Okay. But you know what? That is interesting because I do consider you one of my very, 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 very best friends.
Oh, damn. Right. All right. Yeah.
So we're going to record this and it never has to be spoken again.
Never again.
Never again. So that is absolutely correct because when we look at friendships and the dynamics of friendship, it seems like when we come from a place of love and authenticity, we're always assuming that other people are doing the same. Mm-hmm. And then we end up hurt because you like, dang, we wasn't even rocking with each other the way I thought we was rocking with each other. Here we are both in a boat. I'm paddling and you are drilling holes. And so it's just like, I like that. Okay. Since you said that, what qualities make a good friend? So you don't have to describe everything about me.
It's not nothing's going to be about you.
So what qualities do you think make a good friend?
Someone who could listen.
Okay.
Someone who could listen and give feedback. Like I said, somebody who is going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Okay.
A good friend, a good quality that a friend is going to have is no matter what time of day it is, you can call that person. Yep. And they're not going to answer at that moment, but within a very short amount of time, they're going to hit you back.
Oh, I always call you back.
So you do. I give you that. And vice versa. So a friend is somebody that you can break bread with. If I can't bring you home to be around my family, then we not going to be friends. So somebody who knows how to turn it on and off.
Okay, good.
And what I mean by that is when we in the setting of ourselves, we can be ourselves.
Right.
But then when other people come around, we know how to turn it off. So,
absolutely. That's called duality. We were talking about that earlier when you was trying to insult me and all that, but we good.
I would never do that.
We talk about duality because it's true. Because sometimes you and I, we banter, we go back and forth. But if we were in a business meeting or something like that, I'm not going to call you a knucklehead in front of other people, even though I just literally just did it on the podcast.
You just slid that in there.
But it's an example.
That was a little dig, though.
No, it wasn't a dig. It was an example.
Oh, it was just an example?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's about perception.
Okay. So just understand that I'm listening.
Yeah.
And later on, I'm going to give you an example. So that's how this works.
That is called intentional healing after dark. So he might call on you some very colorful words, and I'm just going to laugh. Okay. So now this is a different type of question.
Okay.
So do you feel that the qualities you seek in a friend differ based on gender?
No.
Okay.
I don't. That if I did that, then that would mean I'm being hypocritical. Because like I said earlier, I don't think men are better than women or vice versa.
Okay.
So whether you male or female, I'm going to look for the exact same things.
Okay.
So I'm good either way.
Okay, that's good because you know what I noticed? I noticed sometimes with, number one, we're here because people say men and women can't be friends. But we actually defy that with our long-term friendship.
Right.
And then on top of that, when I hear individuals speak of their friendships, it always seems like the things that they look for in their friendships differ based on gender. And I always thought that was strange because I always think qualities are qualities and it should be the same. And I'm glad you said that. So maybe I rub it off on you. You know, I mean,
I would beg to differ.
Okay, you can beg to differ all you want, but the fact still stands.
The fact still stands. When we met, you was hood as I don't know what. I brought out the other side of you. So now that's an example.
Duality.
That's an example.
Okay, go ahead.
When we were younger, everything was, I don't know if I can say this, but everything was gangbang related. It was gang related.
Well,
I brought the other side out of you. I'm the one that got you in the CIC PACE program at Long Beach Poly.
No, you did not.
Veronica.
How did you do that? I didn't even know you till 9th grade.
That's
I was
why.
already in the program. That's how I met Keon.
You were not in the program.
So we're going to put this on record.
Put it on
because
record.
Let me tell you what happens with age. And anyone who is a therapist and you know how to use the DSM-5, neurocognitive disorders.
Neurocognitive disorders.
Right. So that means...
How we spell that?
N-E. Oh, you said how I spell that? T-H-A-T. So, let me tell you how I met this African-American male sitting across from me.
Now we didn't turn to African-American male.
Yeah, because I'm trying to be nice. So, I was in duality. I was a gang-banging intellect.
Intellect, wow.
Because I'm smart. My behavior was not reflective.
So you were an intelligent hoodlum? It wasn't that a song?
Isn't that a rap group?
No, it was a song.
What song?
I don't remember.
Who sang it?
I can't remember.
Well, why you gonna bring up stuff?
It was back in the day.
When you was young, you're not a kid anymore?
Yeah.
So I met Kaderick when I was in the 9th grade because we had a mutual friend, may he rest in peace, Keon. And I met Keon at Poly when I was in the CIC program. And for those of you who are local, the CIC program is a magnet program for highly intelligent individuals.
Highly intelligent.
Yes. Over at Long Beach Poly. Right?
Right.
So we ain't going to talk about how I got kicked out because I started gangbanging. But so...
we don't want to talk about that.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
I tried to keep you in, but you
can't keep me nothing. You just keep quiet while I tell people how we met because you got your facts mixed up.
See how everybody got two. Look at you.
They can't look at me. This is a podcast.
But wait, you throwing jabs over there?
No, I'm
Veronica,
not.
Can we get back to the show?
Okay, so just know when this is over. Okay. Okay, last question. Describe a time you had to question your friendship with someone.
Oh. So you know what? I could base this on you.
Go ahead.
But that wouldn't be fair.
What?
Because we still...
Be honest.
No. I'm going to be... Because this is about healing, right?
Yes.
So I had to heal over this. And you brought up a gentleman that was a mutual friend of ours.
Yes.
And again, like you said, may he rest in peace. But that was somebody that I considered a real friend. Mm-hmm. And I thought we were friends. And this is where I talked about that person being able to be there for you through thick and thin.
Right.
And when the thick happened to me, this is when I realized that he wasn't my friend. And I don't want to dig too much into his past because he's not here to defend himself.
Right.
But I'm going to tell my brief side of the story.
Go for it.
So when my father passed in 2008, the gentleman that we're speaking of, Keon, was still alive at that point.
Right.
And when we were kids, my dad was the type of dad that no matter what, if he felt like his kids were friends with somebody, he was going to be like a dad to them.
Right.
Especially when their dad, wasn't around or whatever. So my dad was the type of dad that take everybody to the donut shop, bring ice cream, do all those kind of things. You can come to the house and play and everything. My dad did a lot for Keon. So he stuck his neck out. And then in 1992, unfortunately, my dad was in a car accident that left him paralyzed. And then, like I said, he passed away in 2008. And when I called my quote unquote best friend, his response to me was, "Hey, I'm gonna call you back." My dad had just died. And my dad was there, not just a dad to me, but he was a dad to him too. So his response was, "I'm gonna call you back." And I'm thinking like, dang, dude. Okay. And I'm waiting for this phone call. My dad died on a Saturday. I called him on a Saturday. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and he never responded. He never called me back. So I think about a week had passed. I hadn't heard anything. So this is a Sunday. Now I know that I remember this like it was yesterday because I went to his house.
Oh, you went over there. Oh, yeah, you are the type to pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We supposed to be friends. Like,
you should be able to pop up and talk to your boy.
Exactly. That conversation went left.
Well, considering. Yeah.
It went left. And that was the last time I saw him alive.
Okay.
Because I was done at that point.
Okay.
Like, that's my dad.
Right.
So there was no coming back from that friendship. A lot of stuff had happened prior to that, but that was the icing on the cake for you. That was it.
Okay.
So.
All right. So thank you for sharing your truth, because the stories like that are very important. It can be very hurtful sometimes to even just to discuss it again.
Yeah.
So I thank you for doing that. I also love the fact that you're respecting Keon by, stating what you felt in that moment. So thank you.